Hi guys, it's Blackie for Shaman's Forge Bushcraft. Okay, this is the challenge final. And this is the last weekend I'm going to be utilizing this. So, to recap for those that may have missed it, a year ago, a good friend of mine, Mr. Micah, challenged me to do a year of just certain tools. Now, I'd done the year of the kukri, the year of the K-bar, and stuff like that. And so what he decided to challenge me to was, for my primary knife, I had to use a bush lower by Condor. My report on that is, I like it. Let me get up here and let you take a look at it a little bit better. The knife is a really good knife. It's very good, thick spine, robust, reliable. My one complaint, I guess you want to call it, is when it comes to you, the bevel on the edge isn't really that great. It's sharp, but it needs some work. I planed it out so that the starting back here at the back edge where their plane is was smooth all the way out. No secondary bevel. Make it a flat bevel. Took a good edge after that and improved it. The back edge is sharp. It's supposed to be 90 degree. I still took a file and right here in this section I flattened it out and treated it up to make a very good ferrocerium rod sparker. I like it. It's great for splitting, kindling, doing basic camp chores. I like it. I enjoy it. As you can see, it's been used and abused quite a bit in the last year. Now, my primary knife before that was my Mora that I carry in a neck knife sheath. Yes, I know there are a lot of you don't like the idea of a neck knife. It's a personal choice. You got to make your own. The advantage I have with the Mora is that thin blade. It's really good for use in carving, small tasks, things like that. I really enjoy this knife. And I will be carrying this knife now as well. For a year I haven't. And I'll be honest with you, it's like losing my left hand. When I first started using this, it was awkward compared to using this. I like a Mora for cleaning game, for making small tasks and things like that. It's still going to be my knife that's going to be around my neck, or it's going to be riding in my pack. Now, the bush lower is going to be staying on my belt. It has impressed me. It is a good investment. This one's on like 35, 40 bucks, something like that. And it does a really good job for a camp knife, a bush knife. And I'm still going to use it. Now, I use, instead of putting it directly on my belt, I put a S-hook on the back, made a dangler out of it. The sheath is held up really, really well. It holds it nice and secure. And I put an orange paracord on here so I don't lose this. Remember my saying, all survival gear needs to have some orange on it. Something I cannot leave or lose, put orange on it. If I drop it, I want to see that orange. Okay? Sorry, my nose is itching. Got a lot of pine pollen coming out right now. But I like the fact that I can put it on my belt, or just a S-beaner. I clip it in my belt and make a dangler. Trying out the dangler idea, I can see why a lot of European guys like to use it. It's handy, it's quick, and it's also less awkward getting it on and off your belt real quick. So I like that. Now, the second part of the challenge. Micah said that for my primary chopping tool, I had to use this camp hatchet. And this is a marbles. As you can see, marbles. It's a small little number 9 belt axe. Very much like the the Fort Meade's axe I carried in Living History. I made a couple of videos with this in it, and this is a tool to me. Now let me clarify that. I utilize this as whenever I'm making spoons, whenever I'm carving cups. This is what I want to use for taking away the wood. I keep it razor sharp, and I utilize it as a lot of wood removal too. As a camp tool, I understand Micah was going for the Nesmonk idea. I don't know if you can see that funny beveled way the head goes on. I'll be honest with you, I didn't use it a lot. I made excuses not to use it. I broke it rather than chopped it. I use my Condor, etc. It's a good tool, but it just wasn't for me. It's never going to do what the kukri does for me. And for that reason, I'm going back to the kukri. But I sure missed my kukri for a year. Now, as you know, I live in the deep woods of the south, which are heavy eastern forests. Down here, I like a kukri. My kukri of choice, as I've showed in several videos, is a Himalayan import, what's called a panawal. It's triple fullered, like an ancola, which means chopper, and it weighs a pound and a half. It's a hatchet, it's a hawk, it's a draw knife, it's a digging tool, it's a everything. And if you haven't seen that, go back and look at my kukri video, and I'll kind of recap it there. But in my woodlands, if I had to pick one item and bail out into the woods and have to survive with it, it'd be this kukri. Because I'm that familiar with it, my skill level is so high with this tool, that's my choice. And going to that hatchet was a good learning experience to kind of remind me what a hatchet's good for, but kukri, way for me. So, the other thing was I had to use a handgun. I always carry long guns, and I've got a short trade gun 20 gauge that I carry. That's my preferred gun in the woods, and I've got it with me today. And so I shifted over and I carried several different handguns. I carried a 38, I carried a 44-40 single action army, and I carried a cap and ball revolver. And I got game for the pot, took care of snakes, and did what I was supposed to do in the woods with it. I honored my commitment to Micah. I prefer my long gun. That's just personal. So, for those of you that have asked, how's it going? That's the way it is. I will be toting and carrying the Condor as my primary belt knife. It's won my adoration as a camp knife. The Mora will still be going, probably riding in my pack, or depending on what I'm doing, it may be around my neck like you see it now. I just like it better for precision work than I do this broad blade. But this is a better blade when it comes to splitting, kindling, and more bold, I'll call it, camp work. It's a better tool. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed doing it, and I challenge you to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Try a piece of gear that you've thought about or whatever. I see a lot of videos with these guys, and they're laying out what they're doing. They're toting 12 knives, they're toting 3 of these, 4 of those, 2 of those. Pick one. Pick one and spend, you ain't got to do a year, but spend a week. Use it. Use it in the kitchen. Use it for cutting. Every time you got to cut something, use that knife. If it's a burden by the end of the week, it's not the knife for you. If it becomes an extension of your hand where your hand automatically knows it, probably something you want to be carrying in the kit. I'm Blackie for Shaman's Forge Bushcraft, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.